Ever run into that thing where you've got all these approvals set up, right? Like multiple people gonna sign off and everything, for checks and balances. But then the system, it like lets people approve their own stuff.
Yeah, it totally defeats the purpose of having approvals in the first place.
Right. Like what's the point?
Right.
So we actually heard from someone dealing with exactly this. I think it was Manisha. Yeah, Manisha, who told us about a customer whose approval map, it was for like general transactions, went completely haywire after, a system upgrade.
Yeah. Those upgrades. Necessary, but they can really mess with your settings sometimes.
Totally. So here's the problem. They had this group, 5 people. They all needed to approve stuff, different documents, but the big thing was no one could approve their own submissions.
Makes sense, right? Like a basic part of any approval workflow.
Exactly. But guess what? After the upgrade, the system was like, nope, everyone in the group approves everything. So not only was it a huge bottleneck, but someone could basically just approve their own work by being part of that group approval.
Yeah, that's a big problem. Talk about a lack of oversight.
Huge vulnerability. So the question became, how do you fix the approval map so that you can still have those 5 people approving each other's work, but without letting anyone approve their own?
It's a tough one, finding that balance between collaboration and, making sure there's actual oversight.
And Manisha, she came up with a pretty clever solution. Instead of totally redoing everything, she zeroed in on creating these mini work groups.
So tackling that self-approval issue at a more individual level, smart.
Yeah. So for each person in the team, she made a separate work group. And within each of these, get this, only the other 4 members were the approvers. Almost like a dedicated approval lane for each person.
Okay, so that way you can apply a really specific condition about who started the document.
You got it. And here's the key. She added a rule that basically said the system needs to check who created the document and make absolutely sure that same person can't be the one approving it. Simple, but effective. Directly comparing the, approver and created by fields, it just stops the self-approval right there.
Boom, problem solved. And to make sure it all worked, in the employee list for each of these new work groups, she assigned those other 4 colleagues. So say it's Tara, right? But then the rule kicks in and says if Tara didn't create it, she can approve it.
I see. So Tara can approve everyone else's stuff. They can approve hers. But the system blocks Tara from approving her own submissions.
Nailed it. And they did the same thing for all 5 members. So what they ended up with was everyone in the original group could still review and approve each other's work, keeping that peer review aspect, but no more self-approval. Problem solved.
It's pretty neat how they use the system's features to put in that control without making it a headache for the people actually using it. Exactly. So to sum it up, the whole mess started with that system upgrade, messing up the approval map and accidentally allowing self-approval within the team. And Manisha's fix, it was all about those individual work groups for each team member making their colleagues the approvers, and that super important rule. The person who creates the document can't be the one approving it.
It just goes to show you got to really get how your workflow system works. You know the logic of it all, so you can tweak it to do exactly what you need.
Absolutely. And if you're out there listening to this and thinking, man, this sounds way too familiar, like you've been banging your head against the wall trying to get your approvals set up right, or even if you just want to make sure everything's running smoothly and securely, here's a thought. Talk to the experts. Tayana Solutions, they're the ones who helped Manisha's customer, and they've got tons of experience setting up custom solutions. They can guide you through all the tricky parts of approval workflows and make sure you're not accidentally giving yourself a thumbs up on your own work.
Definitely worth it. Reaching out to someone who knows the ins and outs can save so much time and hassle in the long run.
Prevent those little issues from turning into big problems down the road.
Exactly.
All right. Well, that about wraps it up for this deep dive.
Until next time.
See ya.